Hot off the presses, this edition of the Garden City Gazette. Today's issue is August 11th, 1894. Railroad disaster. 16 cars plunged through a trestle near Alto. 3 men badly injured. Starbuck, August 8th. What struck this community as one of the most shocking accidents that ever happened on the OR&N system was that which occurred last Sunday morning at Jonas Hollow. The account of the affair as it circulated among the railroad employers is about as follows. The extra morning freight was suspended upon a high trestle 1 mile west of Alto Station. The engineer felt a lurching of the locomotive, which his intuition told him signaled disaster. He opened the throttle and the vehicle plunged forward. The sudden speed broke the coupling between the engine and the tender. At this junction, tireman J.H. Roddy saw the high trestle sway and the long train of 16 freight cars precipitated through 100 feet of space into the ravine below. A roar and a crash resounded through the canyon like the striking of a typhoon. Left standing on the very edge of the precipice on bent rails, Engineer Jesse secured his charge, and with the brakemen were the first to the rescue. They hardly dared hope to find their comrades alive. In the middle of the debris in the center of a gulch, they extricated brakeman Dave Wright and Fred Harrison, stunned, bruised, and wounded but still alive. Search was next made for W.E. Watson. At last he was found imprisoned in the caboose and badly injured. Farmers living in the vicinity came to the assistance of the rescuers. The injured men were cared for at a near residence, the well-known place of Milton Jonas, from whom the gorge is named, and the tender hands of the women ministered to the sufferers. No reason can be given for the catastrophe. The bridge was supposed by trainmen to be capable of sustaining any train. It has been built anew 3 years ago and has furnished roadway to hundreds of heavy trains. That the material of which it was constructed was mostly good is evident from the splintering of the sticks. It is admitted that this cargo was unusually heavy, as 6 of the largest cars were laden with galena, silver, and lead ore. The other 10 cars contained wheat. Construction of a new trestle will begin by the 1st of next week, when the wreck will be cleared away. Winchester's Gallery, reopened, number 9.5 First Street. Photographs, ferrotypes, tintypes, or any other type. The best place in the city to get your pictures. Don't forget, F.E. Winchester, proprietor. How they live. We have to live, said a laboring man to a Gazette reporter Wednesday. A number of men out of work are camping by the edge of town, and there isn't a cent in the crowd. We have plenty of vegetables, which we manage to scrape together, and as wood can be gathered free and matches can be borrowed, there is no reason why we should not eat. This is the way that many laborers without employment are existing at the present time. A terrible fire. Sunday morning at 4 o'clock, the City Hotel, located at the corner of Rose and 4th Street, with its contents, was consumed by fire, and D.H. Bechtold, a lodger in the building, received injuries that cost him his life. The City Hotel was a 2-story frame structure occupied on the ground floor by the office, a shirt factory run by Sam Gee, a Chinaman, and a restaurant conducted by Mastuki and Makinisi, Japanese. The second floor was fitted up for lodging rooms, and the property was owned by Mrs. Margaret Stewart, wife of Daniel Stewart. The origin of the fire is unknown, but the incendiarism is suspected. The flames caught in the office and spread swiftly through the building. The firemen responded quickly, but their efforts were of a necessity, mainly directed towards saving surrounding structures, which were in danger of becoming ignited from the intense heat. The first intimation the occupants of the doomed building had of their danger was when D.H. Henroyd, the manager of the hotel, gave the alarm. Mr. Henroyd rushed through the thick smoke to the room where his son Louis was sleeping. Succeeding in arousing the boy, he led the way as best he could to the foot of the stairs, where, after breaking open the street doors, they emerged quite badly burned. One of the Pelkey sisters, who was sleeping in the hotel, made her exit by climbing down a post supporting the porch. The other lodgers escaped as best they could and were not injured. No personal effects were saved. All were glad enough to escape with what clothing they could hastily put on. For the interviewer, nothing is sacred. Audacity is his stock in trade. The most private details of your daily life are at his mercy. Do not believe that you have got over the difficulty by having him told that you are not at home. He will return to the charge 10, 20 times. He will stand sentinel at your door, sleep on the mat outside your hotel bedroom, so as to pounce upon you the moment you show your face in the morning. He is patient, and should any disposition oblige you to keep to your room, he will wait till you are well again, and he will have his meals brought to him in the corridor. Should you succeed in escaping the hunter, rather than return to the newspaper office empty-handed from the chase, he will find your wife and ask her if you snore, whether you're an early riser, what you eat for breakfast, what is your favorite color in trousers, what size boots you take. He will ask you when you were married, how long your honeymoon lasted, if you have children, and whether they have cut their teeth. With these materials, he will make up a column. If my advice be worth giving, the best thing you can do when the interviewer presents himself and says, "I am a reporter, sir, and I've come to ask you for a few moments' chat," is to say to him, "Mad to see you, sir. Pray be seated." The social set. One of the most enjoyable church socials of the season was given by the ladies of the Methodist Episcopal Church. The lawn of Henry Dutcher, corner of Rose and Palouse Streets, presented a beautiful scene. Chinese lanterns cast a soft glow over the nicely decorated tables. Kirkman's orchestra played exquisite music, and a bevy of handsome young ladies dispensed delicious ice cream and cake. A series of tableaux were given, representing biblical scenes, and were a feature of the evening. It was with reluctance that those present departed for their homes. An editor works 265 and a fourth days per year to get out 52 issues of paper. That's labor. Once in a while, somebody pays a year's subscription. That's capital. And once in a while, some deadbeat takes the paper for a year or two and vanishes without paying for it. That's anarchy. But later on, justice will overtake the last-named creature, for there is a place where he will get his just deserts. That's hell. Thank you for subscribing.